What happens when a vivacious black woman crashes into the sterile world of Korea's coldest tech billionaire? When one rainy night leads to an impossible contract that changes everything? When the man who built an empire on logic decides emotions might be worth investing in after all? This is a story of warmth melting ice, of a woman who refused to dim her light, and a man who'd forgotten what it meant to feel alive, of boardrooms, broken promises, and a love so unexpected it rewrote every rule. If you're ready for a romance that'll have your heart racing and tears streaming, then you're in exactly the right place. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this story is about to take you on an emotional journey you won't forget. Let's dive in. The storm hit Seoul without mercy. Rain hammered the streets as Maya ducked under a cafe awning, her box braids plastered to her mahogany skin, her vintage yellow dress clinging uncomfortably. She'd been in Korea for 6 months, teaching English, exploring night markets, living her best life on a modest salary. Tonight was supposed to be celebratory. Her student had finally mastered past tense verbs. Instead, she was stranded, phone dead, miles from her tiny apartment in Itaewon. A sleek black car glided to the curb. The back window descended, revealing a face that belonged on magazine covers. Sharp jawline, coal-black eyes that held zero warmth, expensive charcoal suit without a single wrinkle. "You're blocking my driver's view," he said in flawless English, voice flat as surgical steel. Maya blinked water from her lashes. "Excuse me? I'm standing on a public sidewalk." "You're also soaked and clearly stranded." He checked his watch, a platinum piece that probably cost more than her yearly rent. "Get in. I'll drop you somewhere dry." She laughed outright. "Oh, honey, no. I've seen enough K-dramas to know this is how kidnappings start." For the first time, his expression shifted, barely. One eyebrow raised a millimeter. "I'm Kang Min-jun, CEO of Quantum Innovations. I don't need to kidnap anyone. I simply dislike inefficiency, and you standing there is inefficient." "Wow." Maya crossed her arms. "Your charm is absolutely overwhelming. Really, I'm swooning." His lips twitched. "Almost. 60 seconds, then my driver leaves, with or without you." Maya glanced at the downpour. Her pride warred with practicality, pride lost. She slid into leather seats that smelled like money and frost. The ride was silent except for rain pelting the windows. Min-jun typed on his phone, ignoring her completely. Maya studied him sideways, the rigid posture, the expensive cologne that whispered exclusivity, the way his fingers moved across the screen with mechanical precision. "So," she ventured, "do you ever smile? Or is that against company policy?" He didn't look up. "Smiling serves no productive purpose in my schedule." "That's the saddest thing I've heard all week." Finally, he glanced at her. Really looked. His gaze traveled from her braids to her bright dress to her scuffed sneakers, taking inventory like she was data to process. "You're American?" "Trinidadian American, actually. Brooklyn-born, island-raised spirit." She grinned. "And before you ask, yes, I can cook. Yes, I talk this much always. And no, I'm not impressed by rich men in fancy cars." "I didn't ask any of those things." "But you were thinking them." His jaw tightened. "Where to?" She gave her address. He relayed it to his driver in crisp Korean, then returned to his phone. Maya should have stayed quiet. She really should have. But silence made her itchy. "Let me guess," she mused aloud. "You work 16-hour days, eat meals at your desk, haven't taken a vacation since 2015, and your idea of fun is reading stock reports." He stopped typing. 2017. "What?" "My last vacation, 2017, Jeju Island. Worked remotely the entire time." He resumed typing. "And I read financial forecasts, not stock reports. There's a difference." Maya burst out laughing. "Oh my God, you're actually worse than I thought." "I'm successful." "You're lonely." The car went silent, dangerously silent. Min-jun's fingers froze mid-keystroke. He turned to her slowly, eyes darker than the storm outside. You know nothing about me. I know plenty. Maya's voice softened despite herself. You're drowning in success but starving for connection. You've built walls so high, even you forgot what's on the other side. And right now, you're wondering why a stranger's words are hitting nerves you thought you'd killed years ago. His throat worked. For 3 heartbeats, he looked almost human, vulnerable. Then the walls slammed back. We've arrived. Maya glanced out. Her neighborhood. She gathered her bag, pausing at the door. Thank you for the ride, Mr. Kang. Try smiling sometime. It won't kill you. She stepped into the rain and didn't look back, but Min-jun watched her disappear into the building. That yellow dress, a spot of color in his grayscale world. And for the first time in years, he felt something crack inside his perfectly controlled chest. Maya thought she'd never see him again. She was spectacularly wrong. 3 days later, she arrived at her language academy to find chaos. Students whispering, teachers frantic, her boss sweating through his shirt. Maya, he grabbed her arm. Why didn't you tell me you knew Kang Min-jun? Her stomach dropped. I don't know him. I met him once for like 10 minutes. Well, he knows you. Her boss thrust a tablet at her. He's offering to fund our entire expansion, new building, equipment, scholarships, but only if you agree to his terms. She read the email, then read it again. Contract proposal. Ms. Maya Johnson will serve as personal cultural consultant and companion to Kang Min-jun for 6 months. Salary, W500 million, non-negotiable. Her jaw hit the floor. This is insane. I'm an English teacher, not a companion. It says cultural consultant, her boss pleaded. Maya, this funding could change everything. Just meet with him, please. Which is how she found herself in Quantum Innovation's top-floor office, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Seoul, Min-jun behind a desk made of glass and intimidation. You're actually serious about this? Maya demanded, still standing because sitting felt like surrender. Completely. He gestured to a chair. Sit. I'll stand, thanks. Your choice. He opened a folder. I've been informed by my board that my interpersonal skills are damaging company morale and international relations. Apparently, I'm cold, unapproachable, and emotionally unavailable. Shocking, Maya deadpanned. His eyes narrowed. You, in 10 minutes, identified personality deficits that cost me 3 partnerships this quarter. You're perceptive, unfiltered, and entirely unlike anyone in my circle. I need someone to teach me how to appear warmer. Appear warmer? Not actually be warmer? I don't believe authentic warmth is achievable for me, but appearing warm should suffice for business. Maya stared at him. You're literally trying to fake emotions like they're a software update. Yes, that's the most robotic thing I've ever heard. Will you accept the position or not? She should have walked out. This man was clearly emotionally stunted, arrogant, and treating human connection like a transaction. But W500 million could clear her student loans, help her family back home, and fund the community center she'd always dreamed of opening. Fine, she sighed, but I have conditions. 1, I'm not your employee, I'm your teacher. You listen to me. 2, no treating me like I'm some exotic curiosity. 3, if you're genuinely trying to learn, you actually have to try, not just perform. He extended his hand. Agreed. She shook it. His palm was cold, grip firm, businesslike. This is going to be a disaster, she muttered. The corner of his mouth lifted. Barely. Probably. Lesson 1 happened at his penthouse. Maya walked into minimalist perfection. White walls, black furniture, 0 personality. It looked like a luxury hotel, not a home. Where's your stuff? She asked. My stuff? Photos, books, plants, anything that proves a human lives here? He frowned. I have books. In my office. Business books don't count. She wandered through the space, horrified. Min-jun, this place is gorgeous and completely dead. You need life here. I need efficiency. You need therapy. she muttered. Then louder. Okay, first lesson, we're cooking dinner together. He looked, genuinely confused. I have a private chef. Not tonight you don't, come on. She dragged him to the kitchen, tying her braids up, pulling ingredients from his absurdly stocked fridge that clearly never got used. We're making pilau, she announced. It's like fried rice but better, with pigeon peas and Caribbean magic. I don't cook. You do now. Chop those peppers. For the next hour, Maya bossed around one of Asia's most powerful CEOs, like he was her sous chef. He chopped vegetables with the same intensity he probably applied to corporate takeovers. She seasoned the rice, talking the whole time about her grandmother's kitchen, carnival back home, the way food brings people together. Min-jun listened, really listened, not typing, not checking his watch, just present. When they finally sat down to eat, he took one bite and stopped. He searched for words. Amazing, incredible, life-changing, warm. Her heart squeezed. Yeah, food should feel like a hug. He took another bite, and Maya swore she saw his shoulders relax, just slightly. Thank you, he said quietly. It was the first real emotion she'd heard from him. Lesson 2. Eye contact and active listening. They sat in a cafe people-watching. Maya sipped her bubble tea while Min-jun looked deeply uncomfortable. Okay, see that couple? She pointed discreetly. Notice how they're leaning toward each other? That's engagement. Now you try. Ask me about my day and actually care about the answer. He cleared his throat. How was your day, Maya? Make eye contact. He forced himself to look at her directly. His gaze was intense, almost too much. How was your day? He repeated. She grinned. Better. Now listen. She launched into a story about her student mispronouncing beach in a very unfortunate way. Halfway through, she noticed Min-jun's lips twitching. Are you about to smile? No, you totally are. And then it happened. A real, genuine smile cracked across Kong Min-jun's face. It transformed him completely, from marble statue to devastatingly handsome human. Maya's breath caught. Oh no. What? Nothing, she lied, heart hammering, because that smile was dangerous. That smile made her forget this was a job. Lesson 3. Physical affection. Absolutely not, Min-jun said flatly. They stood in his living room. Maya had suggested practicing casual touch, handshakes, shoulder pats, the kind of warmth that makes people feel valued. Min-jun, you literally flinch when people get close to you. I don't flinch. You absolutely do. She stepped closer. He stiffened. See? You're doing it right now. Personal space is important. So is human connection. She held out her hand. Just hold my hand for 5 seconds. That's it. He stared at her palm like it might explode. Slowly, carefully, he placed his hand in hers. His skin was still cold, but not as cold as before. Maya's fingers curled around his, gentle but firm. See, she whispered, the world didn't end. He looked down at their joined hands, something unreadable flickering across his face. 5 seconds are up, he said, but he didn't let go. Neither did she. They stood there, hands connected, until Maya's phone buzzed and broke the spell. 2 months in, and Min-jun was changing. His team noticed first. He started remembering birthdays, asking about employees' families, even shockingly laughing at someone's joke during a meeting. But the biggest change happened in private. Maya arrived one evening to find him sitting on his couch, staring at nothing, still wearing yesterday's clothes. Min-jun, she set down her bag. What's wrong? My father called. His voice was hollow. He wants to arrange my marriage to the daughter of a business partner for strategic alliance. Maya's heart plummeted. And you said? I said I'd consider it. He finally looked at her, and his eyes were oceans of pain. That's what I always do. Consider, comply, succeed. It's the only thing I know. She sat beside him, close enough their shoulders touched. "What do you want, Minjun? Not your father, not your board. You." "I don't know." His voice cracked. "I've spent 34 years being what everyone needed. I don't know who I am underneath." Maya took his hand without thinking. "Then let's find out together." He turned to her, and suddenly the space between them evaporated. His free hand rose, trembling slightly, and touched her cheek. "You're the first person who's ever asked what I want," he whispered. "What do you want?" she breathed. "This." And he kissed her. It wasn't smooth or practiced. It was desperate and messy and real, a drowning man gasping for air. Maya kissed him back, pouring warmth into every broken place inside him. When they broke apart, his forehead pressed to hers, he whispered, "I can't do the arranged marriage." "Then don't. My family will disown me. The company could suffer." "Maybe." She cupped his face. "But you'll still have yourself, and that's worth fighting for." For the first time in his life, Kang Minjun chose himself. He called his father that night and declined the marriage. The fallout was brutal. His family cut contact. Business partners withdrew. The media had a field day. But through it all, Maya stayed. The shareholders' meeting was a massacre. Minjun stood before the board, facing calls for his resignation. His erratic behavior and damaged family relationships made him a liability. Maya watched from the back of the room, heart in her throat. Then Minjun did something unprecedented. He smiled. "You're right," he told the board. "I have changed. I've learned that success without humanity is worthless. That profit without purpose is empty. And that the best investment I've ever made wasn't in technology. It was in learning to be human again." He looked directly at Maya. "I've spent my life building walls. Someone taught me to build bridges instead. And if choosing authenticity over appearances costs me this position, then I accept that." Silence. Then the oldest board member, a woman who'd known Minjun since childhood, spoke. "About damn time you grew a spine, Minjun." Motion to table the resignation discussion. "Let's see what this new version of our CEO can actually accomplish." The motion passed. 6 months after that rainy night, Maya and Minjun sat on his penthouse balcony, now decorated with plants she'd insisted on, photos of them laughing, evidence of life. "Contract's up," she said softly. "Technically, I'm off the clock." He pulled her closer. "Then let's negotiate a new one." "Oh, what terms?" "Permanent position, as my partner, in everything." He pulled out a small box. Maya's breath stopped. "I'm still learning how to feel," Minjun said, voice rough with emotion. "But I know I love you. You taught me that warmth isn't weakness, that vulnerability is strength, that I'm worthy of love, not just productivity." Tears streamed down Maya's face. "Minjun, marry me, Maya, not for business, not for strategy, because you're the only person who's ever made me want to truly live." She kissed him, laughing and crying. "Yes, yes, you ridiculous, wonderful man. Yes." A year later, Maya stood in the community center she'd built, funded by her salary and Minjun's quiet donations. Kids from all backgrounds learned languages, arts, business skills. Minjun appeared in the doorway, suit traded for jeans, carrying 2 cups of bubble tea. "You're late," she teased. "I was negotiating." He handed her a cup. "The board approved my proposal. We're creating a foundation for cultural exchange programs, fully funded." Her eyes widened. "Seriously?" "Turns out investing in people is extremely profitable." He grinned. Easily now, that smile she'd worked so hard to earn. "My cultural consultant taught me that." She pulled him close. "Your cultural consultant is very proud of you." Around them, children laughed and played. 2 worlds that should never have met, now building something beautiful together. Because sometimes the coldest hearts just need the right warmth to thaw. And sometimes the best love stories start with a rainy night and a woman brave enough to see past the ice. Hello, beautiful besties. In this story, we discovered that even the most frozen hearts can learn to feel again when loved by the right person. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to believe in transformative love. Drop a comment telling me what kind of story you want. Next!